The real reason that women fall for you and can't get enough of you. To sum it all up in one word, I'm going to say the word is called irreverence. Okay? Remember this word, fellas. It's called irreverence. Okay? What does irreverence mean? Irreverence basically means that while everybody else out there is freaking out and taking everything like dead balls seriously, you are not. Okay? While everybody out there is so rigid in their thinking and is so kind of like ingrained in their own ideas and their own values and beliefs, you are a bit more free-flowing and easygoing and relaxed. Okay? Nothing shakes you up. Nothing can get under your skin. Nothing can get inside of your head. You know, there's a little tactic too that I teach on my Alpha Male Secrets channel called the art of being icy and non-reactive. Where do you think I learned that from? I learned that from being in field. I learned that from doing game and pickup for the last 3 decades. Do you think I was always like this? No, I was super reactive when I first started. I was like the least icy guy you would ever meet out there. It was very easy to provoke me. Whereas over the years, just being in venues and dealing with the same situations over and over, you begin to see the mistakes that you're making, as well as the mistakes that everybody else is making out there, which are generally the same as yours. It always goes back to not being centered as a man, not being grounded in your own energy, where you're constantly at the whim of what everybody else is doing out there. You're constantly at the whim of reacting to everybody else versus them reacting to you. What have I taught you guys about being an alpha male? One of the biggest key traits of being an alpha male is you need to be the observed. Never be the one who is doing the observing. You must be the observed, right? Be the observed. Does the person who's being observed, is that person constantly reacting to everybody who's observing him? No, he's sitting back and he's amused by it. He is loving the attention. He is just narcissistically loving the fact that everybody is living and breathing for every little thing that he does, right? Waiting for him to make a mistake, waiting for him to do something wrong, waiting for him to do something right, right? Everybody is hanging on the edge of their seats watching him. And how do you think that guy becomes like that, where he's the observed and he's icy and he's non-reactive to everyone else? He becomes like that because internally he has mastered the art of irreverence, right? Being irreverent. Google it if you must. Actually, let's do that now, right? Let's see what the Google definition of it is. It's probably something similar. Irreverence.
Here's the definition of irreverence: a lack of respect for people or things that are generally taken seriously.
A lack of respect for people or things that are generally taken seriously. That's what irreverence is. And speaking of which, I recently bought this incredible 1981 DeLorean that we're shooting coaching videos in right now. I'm going to take a quick sec to just show you around the car. As you can see, the gull wing door is open right now. And I'm just sitting here on this beautiful day shooting coaching videos for you. But this is a stainless steel 1981 DeLorean with 10,000 original miles on it. Okay? And I just bought this car not that long ago. I actually did a video documenting the entire process of me buying this stainless steel DeLorean on my Alpha Male Secrets channel. You could watch it there. It's called I bought a $50,000 DeLorean, which this car was. It was actually $55,000 when all the work was done, not including DMV fees and all that, which really makes it $60,000. So it wasn't cheap, right? But this is my new DeLorean, and a lot of people are like, hey, why didn't you buy a Lambo? Why didn't you buy a Ferrari? And I'm like, I wanted to be a little irreverent this time. right? And get something that not everybody has. You could pretty much go to any supercar or exotic car place in Los Angeles or Beverly Hills or any major city, and you could walk out with a Lambo the same day, whereas you can't walk in there and find one of these things sitting in the showroom. These are a little more harder to come by, especially in this type of condition, and you really don't see these on the road at all. But in LA you see Lambos, Ferraris all the time, and these you just don't see very often. And I've always said too, when a girl sees you pick her up in a Lambo or Ferrari, that's great, right? She'll be impressed and she'll be like, yeah, guy's got his shit together. But when you pick her up in this, she'll be like, not only does this guy have his shit together, not only is he unique and eccentric, but he also has a sense of humor, and he doesn't take himself too seriously, because in order to drive a car like this, you can't take yourself too seriously, right? So anyway, this car is an example of being irreverent, but just to expand on the word irreverence even further and why women fall for you because of irreverence. Recently, as you guys know, as everyone knows, we just went through the coronavirus thing, right? Not that long ago. When the coronavirus thing happened, what were people doing? What were all the people who were non-irreverent doing? They were stocking up on toilet paper, right? They were freaking out. They were buying groceries and loading up, right? They were hoarding. And now that we're starting to come out of it, those people are feeling pretty stupid, right? Because now they have like thousands of dollars worth of toilet paper and, you know, hundreds of dollars worth of food, much of which is probably perishable and is going to go bad. Now they're stuck with this stuff because they thought the world was ending, right? It's like the world's ending all over again. The world's ending. Oh my gosh, I got to stock up on toilet paper. Whereas somebody who's irreverent was not freaking out about that. If you follow me on my Instagram at MattCrossOfficial, I remain pretty irreverent about all that. And, you know, it's not that I didn't take it seriously. It's not that I didn't take precautions or social distance or anything like that. But I continued living my life, man. The beaches were open, so I kept going to the beach. There was nobody at the beach. There was nobody around me, right? Nobody, you know, I wasn't like high-fiving anyone there and doing anything dangerous like that. But I was still going to the beach. I was taking my dogs out to the park. I was enjoying the sun, right? Nobody was around me. Most people were like, you're setting a great example. But obviously a few people were trying to shame. They're like, hey, go home, mister. Go home. It's like, you're free to go out. That wasn't part of the rules. They said you could go out for exercise, you could go out for walks, and that's exactly what I was doing, right? You could go out for food, exactly what I was doing. But yet there were people in there who were like, no man, you know, this thing's gonna get worse and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, do you see anybody around me? I mean, look at this parking lot. I mean, really, is there anybody around me? No, it's just me here. But you know, people who are non-irreverent were freaking out because they're plugged into the matrix. They're watching like, you know, like MSNBC and all the fear-mongering media outlets out there telling you that the sky is falling and this is the end of the world and all this other stuff, so that they can get clicks on their, you know, on their news sites and whatnot and sell ad revenue. Meanwhile, here you are like a dumbass buying into it instead of looking at the facts and the statistics and, you know, doing your own research about it, you know, not being a lazy ass and going to the mainstream media, but doing your own research and going, okay, wait a minute, this isn't as bad as they're making out to be. It's not even half as bad, right? It's gonna be fine and we're gonna get through it. And you know what? Life is short enough as it is, and I'm gonna keep living my life. I'm gonna be a little more careful these days. I'm gonna be a little safer in the meantime for the next few months. But I'm going to keep living my life. I'm not going to stop for this because, you know, who knows? I might not even be here next year. I want to live my life. And that's just a tiny example of irreverence. You know, me walking up to a girl and using the claw is another example of irreverence, because not everybody is going to walk up to girls and like do the claw, right? Most guys aren't going to have the balls or go, hey, you, what's your name? Where are you from? Let's go. Da-da. Most guys aren't going to have the balls to do that. Most guys are going to be non-irreverent, and they're going to walk up to the girl and go, hi, you know, all apologetics, like, like they're bothering the girl. Hi, I don't want to bother you. I just want to say hi. And the girl's like, okay, hi, bye, right? She gives you no respect. Whereas you see what women are really attracted to out there, it is that irreverence. It is that just kind of like jolt of who is this guy, right? Who is this guy? Right? You're just kind of like sending a message to her that you are not like the rest of the sheep that she's used to approaching her. You know, very polite, very friendly, very non-threatening. Instead, you're going in the complete opposite direction, and that is very attractive for women. It's very attractive for them to meet a guy that is not following the pack, right? That is doing his own thing and isn't apologizing for it either. I mean, a lot of guys will do their own thing, but how many don't apologize for it, right? A lot of people try to shame me for the fact that, oh my gosh, you dated this many people, and 300 plus something women, and da 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 da, and you're teaching guys pickup and game, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, yeah, without apology, right? I don't apologize for those women I've dated, right? And none of them are none of them are saying sorry either. We had a great time together. There was a portion of our lives that we enjoyed together. We had fun. No regrets. Make no apologies for who you are or your lifestyle. You know, like I've taught you guys before, never complain and never explain, right? Never complain and never explain. And stay irreverent, because at the end of the day, that is what attracts women. What attracts women is not, going out there dressing like everyone else, looking like everyone else, talking like everyone else, using the same lines that all the other guys do. Like, oh, can I buy you a drink? Oh, that's like the most beta thing to do, is ever buy a girl a drink. To this day, 3 decades in game, I've never once bought a girl a drink that I just met off the fly. Never once. If I just met that girl, I ain't buying her a drink, right? If she's not coming with me, sitting with me, leaving, I'm not buying her anything. I'm not getting her anything. Right? So, but that is one of the common errors that a lot of guys do. They buy girls that they don't even know drinks, freebies, gifts, food. Okay, that's not being irreverent. That's being like everybody else. Because a lot of guys who don't have game, they try to buy their way into the girl's life, right? By getting her gifts, buying her a free drink, right? Then they end up having what's called transactional sex with a girl, where basically she expects that from him. Every time they go out, the chick's like, pay for this, dude. Pay for this, chump. My MasterCard's overdue. Aren't you gonna take care of it? She's gonna expect that from you, because she's like, this guy's a chump like all the rest of the chumps I meet out there. He's not irreverent. I'm not gonna treat him like he's irreverent, right? Because girls do not get sexually attracted for guys that look like all the other guys that she's used to throwing in her friend zone. That is not gonna excite her. What's gonna excite her is when you come along and you are different, okay? When you don't look like everyone else, when you separate yourself from the crowd. I haven't taken this car to a car show yet, but I've heard stories about people driving their DeLorean to a car show, and although the crowd loves it, right? Everybody loves it. The guys who are there at the show with their common exotics or their typical run-of-the-mill classic cars, they hate it, because this car pretty much stops the entire show, right? All eyes go on this car. People want to crowd around it. People want to take photos with it. And then people start ignoring their cars, right? Their cars start to look like everybody else's. So even in itself, the DeLorean is irreverent, because John DeLorean himself, who created this car, was also irreverent. So many of you guys meet these girls and you're like, oh, I gotta get this one girl. I've gotta get this one girl. How do I get this one girl? And I always tell you guys, you're not gonna get her by doing what everybody else is doing. The only way you're gonna get her is by being irreverent, by being different. Okay? By showing her you do not have hive mentality. You are not like the rest of the sheep who Try to pick her up every single day that you are different, a unique individual person with your own unique DNA. Okay, because we all have that. We all have our own unique DNA that makes us the individual, unique person that we are. The problem is we are brainwashed from an early age by mass media, the mainstream, Hollywood, to become like everyone else, to become like another person, to abandon who we are to try to be someone that we're not, right? Whereas the secret is to simply embrace who you are and not apologize for it, and you'll have a flock of just insanely attractive women wanting to be with you. And you'll have a flock of men out there wanting to be like you. You're able to embrace who you are. Even your flaws, you're able to embrace who you are and be proud of who you are without apology. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube. Okay? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill content that I am teaching you guys even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there approaching and closing every single week in every part of the world. I am not kidding you. I have students in every part, all 4 corners of the world now, right? And these guys are out there gaming all the time with success and getting the girls that they want to in their lives. They're not settling. They're not, like most of our high school and college friends are, where they just kind of, didn't learn this stuff, so they settled for the first like semi-cute, semi-fat, semi-pudgy, okay-looking girl in their social circle. No, when you learn this stuff, you will not have to settle for that. You will be able to get a bomb-ass girl who is above what you're used to getting out there, right? An 8, 9, or 10 into your life, and many, many more like her. You won't be stuck settling for that one cute girl in your social circle. Instead, you'll have an abundance of options to choose from. And right now, it's only $1 to get into 7 Months of Mastery. It's only $1, and it's real easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.